John chapter 9, Jesus is having a showdown with the Pharisees. He notices a blind man who can't see. Friel, that was redundant. He takes some dirt, spits into it, makes mud, and then puts it onto the eyes of the blind man so that he can have his sight for the first time ever. Why? Well, let's be honest. This is kind of an ugly picture, is it not? There's something about it. I don't even care if you're not a germaphobe like I am. Spit in the dirt and you put it on somebody's eyes. Every mother is going, no, you could get sick. Don't spit into somebody's eyes. But Jesus did it. Phil Johnson, preaching a whiz-banger of a sermon, suggesting reason number one for that action, it's a picture of the gospel that says, ooh, eeks, it's kind of ugly. Couldn't there be a more noble, majestic way for God to rescue and redeem sinners? And the answer is no. The only way that you and I could be purchased back is the way that it happened, that we had a representative, the man Jesus Christ, who is also fully God, so that the wrath of God could be satisfied in a public, brutal, cruel, wicked, and rather off-putting way, just like this. But there was also three more reasons that Phil Johnson suggested that Jesus did this. If you will recall, he did it on the Sabbath. Oh, that was work, and that's why the Pharisees, boing, they went, what are you doing? Healing somebody on the Sabbath. Their rules, their man-made rules, were more important than a man getting healed. Talk about knowing the Bible without knowing the Bible. There was a third reason that Phil Johnson suggested for this unusual event, not just that it would cause another conflict on the Sabbath, because it was almost like Jesus going, okay, Pharisees, you ready for another showdown? Watch this. And that's exactly what happened. But even more than that, this was a picture of creation. Do you remember how God formed man with dirt? This was Jesus doing another creative miracle, showing that he and he alone was God. And that was reason number four. Does this heal? Is there any property inside of either spit or dirt that would cause anybody to go, yep, it was the dirt, it was the muddy mud, that's what did it? He used something that would lead them to conclude it was he. He's the one with the power. Not that, if this had had any sort of medicinal power to it, everybody would be wanting to buy it on QVC. But there's nothing in this. All of the power had to come from Jesus. And that is instructive. A man who is born physically blind, he cannot make himself see. If you walked up to a blind man and said, okay, just start seeing, you'd go, well, you're being that's just a ridiculous thing. A blind man can't make himself see physically, which is exactly the same truth in the spiritual realm.